Once a year, my vintage reselling girlfriends and I hit the road for a sourcing trip, and we shop until we drop. In today's episode, we are headed from Portland, Oregon to Tacoma, Washington, and we will be shopping our hearts out at Goodwills, thrift stores, and massive antique malls. And boy, do we find some good stuff. And of course, have a blast. I cannot decide if I love this or not. It's kind of cute. It's got a bowl on it, little flowers. It's $4.99. Do we love it? Do we not? Heather just asked if I like or don't like this one. I'm gonna go the other one was an easier decision. No. I do think it's Art Deco.
It's pretty. Like
$7.
$7.
We're off to a good start.
Okay.
No more kidding around. We need to get serious here and start actually shopping. $15.
Ooh, that's a nice one too.
Yes.
Right to the bottom.
Yes.
Or a switch. Chris can find some parts for that.
I might actually use it at my house too, so I could spray paint that brass and call it good. Lamp game is strong today at Goodwill. That one's pretty neat too.
It's weird.
Not quite my style, but it could be very cute styled upright. That one is $20. What do you think you put in there?
I don't know.
There might have been a little lid for it.
But what would your stash? Tobacco.
Yeah. Taylor is cleaning up. Look at this. I love the brass details on the top. That's beautiful.
Very different. It's worth a check, right?
Oh my gosh, that's great.
It's
I love the design on it. It's got a rhino. Probably made in Africa
That's what
then.
I was thinking.
Good finds. These are $4.99 each. They're not old, but I think I'm gonna pass. They're fun though, very space age. So I got the brass lamp, even though it's not in perfect condition. I love it and I'm gonna use it at our house. I got a few clothing items for myself. And then as I was checking out, I spotted this suede purse. They had it behind the counter because somebody changed their mind about it. It's vintage Coach, $10. It's as is because it didn't have the strap, but I think I can find something that I can add to it to make it worth a lot more than $10. This is looking very promising. I haven't been to this Valley Village in ages. Nice little honey pot. It even has the honey dipper. Unfortunately, the top is so broken. It's been repaired. $5.99. And that's broken too. Bummer. I love these little things. Those are cute.
Not everything else is.
But $4.99,
yeah.
even for just a few things, these bags are definitely worth it. You can get a whole bag full of scrunchies for $5.
Those are older ones too.
How about some Venus razors? Don't pick up coffee mugs often. There's not a lot of value in them. This vintage coffee mug has peas with the trees. It does not get more Portland than that. I'm gonna get this one for sure. This is the first time I've ever seen pants displayed like this. I've never seen this before. Do your thrift stores do this? I'm curious for the strategy behind it.
This one's Bovano. You see the little tag on there. But look at the horses.
Those are so fun.
Someone collected a bunch of these clearly.
And then they donated them all.
Look at this guy.
Oh, that one's adorable. Look at the little buddies. Look at this beautiful bracelet I just got. It's double-sided. Look at that.
Oh, that's fun.
I've never seen one quite like this before. I also got a gold-filled necklace. It's actually a watch fob that I'm going to turn into a necklace, and a cute sterling toe ring. This space is kind of cool. It doesn't look that exciting, but then when you put it up to the light, you realize how pretty it would be if you put a candle in it. It has an original price tag of $80 and they've got it for $12.99. One minute in and I'm already starting a pile. This is my favorite kind of estate sale, when you go into an old home and there's so many real antiques. We've already found some good stuff. Oh, look at this pastry decorator. It has all the original little things. Is that a camel?
Oh my God.
Oh
yes,
my goodness.
it is.
It's a camel. How fun is that? Little Christmas tree. Make some fun pastries. I don't think $150 for all of them, even in the condition they're in, is bad, because I think if you were to remat them, put them back in their frames, I think you could sell that set for several hundred easily. I think I'm gonna pass. I gotta get the girls. I gotta get their opinion. I'm calling in the recruits. I need opinions. What do you think of the art behind me?
Ooh, that's neat.
So here's what I'm
Do you like the
thinking.
frames?
I actually don't dislike the frames. I think I can clean up this brass detail. They're solid wood frames. All I've got to do is replace the matting. I like the mushroom, and then I like the thistle.
Yeah.
I honestly like all of them. All right, that's it. I'm doing it. We are here at one of my favorite antique malls, South Tacoma Antique Mall, and we found some good stuff today. The shopping has begun. That is beautiful. I've seen this Sunday signature before.
Zigzag through the aisles.
$20, terracotta colored vase. We're getting that. I like this leaf bowl too. I always buy stuff from this shelf. Oh my goodness, this lampshade's only $15. Look how good that is. 3 things in under 1 minute. Holy cow, this is so good. That is gonna have some cheese and snacks on it at my house. $25.
What?
What? That's why we like shopping here.
This is the booth.
I just realized this booth also has 20% off. So that board is 20% off of $25. I might have just found my favorite needlework art piece I've ever seen. $125. Yeah,
That was hand done too. Look at.
it's really,
not
really
any
well
of those,
done.
Patterned ones, you know what I mean? Sometimes the pattern one looks like someone freehanded that.
It's amazing.
Love him.
I don't know if it's an actual art piece or wood salvage from something, but it's very pretty. Looks like it's an art piece and it's $20. We're getting that. I'm not into the car, but I'm very much into the Brutalist copper frame, and it's $15. And it looks like I can take the artwork out pretty easily. I'm loving this mirror. It says cool bark tree mirror for 42.
Are you getting that?
Yeah.
I was like, this is really cool, but in a weird, cool way.
I love it. I think it's really, really cool. Hey, look at him.
So well done.
I'm getting all the mirrors today. You go like this, and now it can hang. $54.50, 1950s. These are so cute with the tigers on them. I've never seen this set of glasses before. It says mid-century set of 6, $65. So I looked these up online, and that is about retail, maybe between $10 and $15 per glass. I'm not gonna get them today, but they're now on my thrift wish list. 1934 deco fluorescent lighting fixture, and it's on sale. Oh wow, they only have $3.45 on it, and it's 25% off. I love this little butcher block. Let's see how much it is. 72. I might take this off and take a look. On the fence on this, it's 38. It's so beautiful. So I'm gonna put it up front and think about it.
Doesn't seem to have its thing. Probably that goes.
Ah, the little hinge is kind of missing
You had
part
to
of
open
it.
it up, but yeah,
It's pretty fun.
It's very
64.
cool.
I've been over here Googling this, trying to figure out who made this beautiful vintage looking copper French press. And then after I found it online and was shocked that it was Starbucks, I realized it literally says it right there on the price tag. Don't do what I do. Look at the price tag first and then research. How funny is this? It's a wine rack, but it looks like a rolling luggage cart. Holy crickets, I was just walking by this case and I glanced over here. Oh, Heather's gonna kill me. I just found 3 stunning Brutalist mid-century candle holders, and it says $30. I don't know if that's each, doesn't matter. I'm getting them. Heather's gonna kill me.
Around the corner, and Laura found these insanely heavy, like brutalist, would you call them? Or
I'd say
mid-century
brutalist.
candlestick holders, like a set of 3. Amazing. And the price was too good. We're both like shaking. We're so excited from all
I gotta
this.
check and see if they're staggered heights, because maybe I can keep 2 for myself and give 1 to Heather.
She's gonna want to steal them from
Yeah.
you.
Look at these cute castle core chairs. I want a cabin so bad, just so I have a place that I could actually put chairs like this.
Parents just bought a mountain cabin.
Oh, really?
Bought it.
Beautiful. It's in really good condition. It's just missing the key, but I don't think you need it. Even if you lock this, you could just pick it up and steal it.
Exactly.
You can tell that this was a lid because look how faded it is on the top, and then it's very colorful on the bottom. I think it would have actually used that little leather strap as a latch. Please be affordable. Please be affordable. It's $1,195. I'm so sad. I can't do it. Someday I will find one in the wild. Heather got this bench for $8.96. I'm on the hunt for cashmere. This feels very soft. It's only 99 cents. Let's see if there's any tags. It's 100% cashmere. Awesome. For $1. I'll take it. Here's a second one. This one is also 100% cashmere, made in England, 99 cents. Oh my goodness. This is awesome. I got the 2 cashmere scarves for only $1, and then I also got this pendant, and I'm almost positive it's sterling. It's not stamped on the back, but it has the look, so I'll test it when I get home. Either way, it's a great piece. It just needs a chain added to it, and it was only $3.99. What is this? This will be great for some of my art that's too small for my giant wooden easel, but too big for some of my little ones. It's $9.99. I think this might be olive wood. It's a beautiful bowl, $2.99. Needs to be cleaned up and wood oiled, but that's going to be so beautiful when it's cleaned. I need more solid wood frames, and there are 3 of them here. They seem to be a really good size too, and they have matting. Isn't this great? Kind of an abstract bird, and it's signed. No idea who the artist is. I've got a lot of homework to do on it, but not bad for $7.99. I'm getting things loaded in the van. I got the artwork, the 4 frames, a vintage blazer, the easel, and I got the olive wood bowl for $2.99. Now I just got to get it all packed away here. We're so organized. We've got extra paper, extra bins. Everybody has their name on a bin. We've got bubble wrap galore. We are prepared for this trip. This is how we start to get creative to make sure things don't get squished. We've got boxes over here with art in between each one. And sometimes we just hang things from bungee cords. Hopefully that doesn't bounce around too much. Yeah, do you want it? It's a pretty brass bowl. It's only $3.99.
That's kind of cool.
This is funny. It's $3.99, but it has a very old Goodwill tag for 89 cents from a long time ago. We're going to keep the cycle alive. We're going to get that. It's beautiful. I love the shape and the color.
And you can do a pour over on top, but it's definitely newer, see?
$3.99 though.
I know, can't go wrong. I like that.
Look what Heather found for me. A beautiful Indian wood block printed tablecloth, probably. It's not quite a bedspread size. Colors on it are so great, and you can tell it's all done by hand. I'm gonna get this vintage 100% cotton cover, maybe a swimsuit cover. I'm gonna do indigo dyeing with it and change the color. And then I think I might use it as a swimsuit cover, but it'll be a fun practice piece, and it's only $7.99. These are such beautiful Fiesta candle holders, $49 for the pair. They're so pretty. I love the kind of Art Deco stacked look. It says it's a Potosi candle holder. It has a small chip underneath, but it's really hard to see, and it's so pretty. I've never seen this pattern before. It's not signed, so I've got to do some double checking. The texture definitely looks like it could be. We're gonna find out, and it's only $22. I like this little brass Trojan horse. It's $39. It says it's made in Japan, and I think it's a box. I think it opens up. You are not going to believe this.
I've never seen one of those before in my life.
And you found one yesterday.
And I found now there's 2.
They're going to be your penguin ice buckets.
Totally.
think I'm gonna get this to put wine in. I think it would look great for our outdoor table. What is this? I love it. It's only $15. What? I think it says as is because the enamel's a little kind of cracked over here on the right. But for $15 and it says it works? What? This is why you always look up. This is such a good painting. It says it's from 1903 in Denmark. That needs to come home. Do we like this brutalist Spanish mirror or no?
The rope is just not good.
Yeah, I like the
think if you
nails
take the
but no
rope off-
rope. It's an interesting shape. It's 50, not a bad price. The rope kills it, but I feel like the nails don't make as much sense without the rope. I'm gonna let somebody who loves it buy it. It kind of looks like an owl now that I'm looking at it again. Heather got a basket full of pillows. They're gorgeous.
much it was?
Was it $49 for all three and the basket? Wonderful. Congratulations. What a weekend. It's been so much fun. We're dropping the girls off and there's still stuff in the back. Such a good weekend. I love going shopping with my girlfriends. We have an absolute blast. And if you happen to come across us, you are going to think we are wild because it is the five of us and we are like, look at this. What do you think of this wood? Do you think we should buy this? How much is this? It's absolute chaos when we go shopping together, but it is the best kind of chaos and we have so much fun. And I love that we are all interested in different things because we aren't competitive with who's getting what and who's finding what. And with five of us shopping and splitting up and going different directions, we all find amazing things. If you don't have a local thrift group, I highly recommend reaching out to people in your community. Start talking to people at flea markets and vintage pop-up events and start asking who wants to go thrifting. You might be surprised to find out how many other people out there are looking for a thrifting buddy too. As you know, we host group trips and one of our big things is just bringing people together and bringing the community together. And I kind of feel like sometimes I am a thrifting buddy matchmaker and I take that role very seriously and I love it. So if you do not have a thrifting buddy, get out there and start looking for one because I know there's somebody out there who's doing the same. And if you do already have thrifting buddies, send them a text today and see if they want to go thrifting with you. All right, enough with that. Let's go ahead and kind of dive into today's haul. Usually I have a favorite item and I'm so excited to show you that one item. But right now, as I'm looking around, honestly, this is one of my favorite hauls in a very long time. I got such a wide variety of items, everything from mid-century modern, like the clock and these brutalist candle holders, to this beautiful Kokeshi doll, which I am very excited to talk to you about, and also more primitive items that are more rustic and more neutral colors. So I've got so much to dive into today, so let's go ahead and I'll just start talking about this. This was a Goodwill find. It was $4.99 and I think terracotta is classic and timeless and goes with any style. This doesn't hold a ton of value. I think something like this would probably retail online for around $18, but it's just such a pretty vessel and it was at a thrift store, so I didn't want to leave it behind. So it doesn't hold a lot of value, but it has that classic shape on it, that jug style with the handle, and the natural element of the terracotta always softens a space and adds such a nice touch. This was probably one of my bigger thrift store splurges of the trip. It was $7.99, which I feel like was a lot for a Goodwill. I would say the pricing is probably right around the $18 mark, very similar to the terracotta jug. So not a lot of margins at all, but it's neutral, very pretty, and I love the shade of blue. This was another Goodwill find, and I thought this was funny because it has the sticker with the $3.99, which is the price that I paid, on the bottom, but it also has the old Goodwill sticker for only 89 cents from back in the day. For $4, I thought this was a really good deal. I'm gonna use this or sell it as a candle holder because it has a flat bottom on the inside. It could be used as a goblet, but because the bottom is flat and it's not finished, I feel like it was meant to be a candle holder. I was so surprised when I looked at the tag on this and saw that it was Starbucks. I couldn't believe it. This is apparently from their 25th anniversary celebration, so they must have had a limited run of certain items. The copper is so beautiful, and we actually do French press quite a bit here in our home, so I thought this was gonna look a lot prettier sitting out on our counter than the current one that I have. So this is the current tea and coffee bar situation. We love our Fellow stuff. We actually thrifted that one from Goodwill, right? I think you found it at Goodwill.
I did.
And if you're wondering what this is, it's where we keep things that we need when we're going in and out to the garage or to the backyard, like tape measures, zip ties, flashlights. That's what that is. Now the question is, do I clean the copper? I'm kind of torn on this. I like to leave patina, and I like that it made me think it was vintage as soon as I saw it because of that heavy patina, but I also feel like it could look really good cleaned up. So let me know in the comments below what you think I should do on this particular piece. I know some people are so pro polish and they polish every piece of brass and copper, and some people like me tend to leave the patina on there depending on how it looks. But I'm very curious, are you pro patina or do you like to polish everything up? I don't pick up a lot of coffee mugs anymore because typically a coffee mug is only going to get you around a $10 return. And there's so much work, you know the drill: sourcing, cleaning, photographing, listing, measuring, weighing, selling the item, and then shipping. And usually it's not worth it for the $10 margins. It felt very Pacific Northwest, very Portland, so I thought it was worth picking up. This is definitely in my top favorite finds from this sourcing trip, and it's a great example of no matter how trained your eye is and how many times you tell other people and you remind yourself to look up, I actually missed this the first time that I went down that aisle. I was going down the aisle this way and it was tucked away on a back wall facing the other way. So now I have a new tip for you and a new tip for myself. Not just only always look up, but you need to go down the aisle both directions because you might see something different depending on the perspective you're looking at. When you're in these antique malls, there's so much stuff everywhere. There's things hanging from the ceiling, there's things tucked under the bottom that you have to get down on your knees and dig around to find. So it's really easy to miss something good. But the thing is if you're the one that's doing the really good scouring, you can find the thing that everybody else missed when they went through that store. Some of the spaces that I have found the best items in have actually been the spaces that are kind of hard to get into. Maybe there's too much clutter, and people are like, yeah, no, I'm not going in there. I'm not going to knock all that stuff over. And once you go in there and you turn kind of a corner and you see maybe a back wall that everybody else walking by can't see, that is where I have found some of the best items. This mid-century enamel clock was only $15. Now, it does have a flaw. It's not perfect, but I don't care. I think it is worth so much more than that, even with the flaw. People that like vintage stuff often don't mind if there's an imperfection. That's part of what makes it look vintage, and it makes your home not look like everything was bought from Target and just a vintage style. I'm so excited about it. I love mid-century enamel and I love clocks. I kind of have a thing for clocks. And the tag even said that it works. This is one of the top finds of this sourcing trip for sure. I got this one at South Tacoma Antique Mall. What I like about this is that you see so much mid-century atomic stuff that's in the bright and bold color palettes. So I do really love to find mid-century items that are in a more neutral color palette, but still have those very, very signature mid-century modern shape and patterns. We only ended up going to the one estate sale, but when we saw the sign for that estate sale, I wasn't filming, but you should have seen us. We were like, estate sale! We lost our minds. We were so excited. And it was a really good sale because it had so many old things, primitive things. Heather got an entire bin full of vintage fabric. Some of them were even projects that had been started, not finished. She got some really cool stuff in there, and I ended up buying the art. I know it's a project piece, and I know I don't have time for project pieces, but I just was so worried no one was gonna wanna buy it because it needed work. And I think they are so fabulous and there's so much potential here. So here's what the plan is. We're gonna take off the back, we're gonna pull it out, and we're gonna see if we can clean and salvage the matting. If I'm able to clean the matting, I'm going to paint it in a dark olive green. I'm gonna clean up the wood and oil it with my favorite wood oil, and then I'm gonna clean up the brass and polish that as well. I ended up investing $125 in the whole set. They gave me 25 off. I don't know if it's gonna pay off and be worth it, but let's go ahead and get it cleaned up and see how it turns out. I also picked up this beautiful studio pottery at that estate sale, and this was $4. The South Tacoma Antique Mall is one of my favorite antique malls to go to because it is massive and there are so many vendors there. I always end up buying so much stuff. Some of it I pay up for because there's really good quality there, and I like to have quality vintage in my shop too. So if I find something and it's $20, but I know that the retail value online is closer to $60 or $70, I don't need thrift store pricing. I think that's a very good investment, and I love knowing that I'm supporting the vendor and the vintage mall. So there's so many different people that get supported when you do pay up for an item. So I think that that's a great thing to be supporting the community. So if I find something that I really love and I know the value's there, I'm happy to pay that price for it. I thought this was a wonderful leaf bowl. I've never seen this exact one, and I like the color tone of the wood. This would be a fun accent bowl to have out during maybe a fall party. I think this would work great for Thanksgiving, but honestly, I feel like you could use this any time of the year. It's such a nice carved bowl. The wood grain on this is stunning. It's so pretty, and I love that it has this little inlay going all the way around it. It's a beautiful jewelry box, well made, made in Italy, and it was originally sold at Nordstrom. They had $38 on this, and I really do feel like the value is there. The inside is in perfect condition, which is something that I always think about when I'm buying jewelry boxes that have the fabric inside. And the same goes for vintage purses. I always consider that when I'm thinking about buying something. I think the value is here, and I'm glad I ended up picking it up. It's a beautiful one. And I hope that someday one of you keeps all of your beautiful vintage jewelry items in it. We host a lot here at our home, and we've been building our teak collection for many years, and it's been really fun to kind of see that collection grow. The thing about teak is it's such a quality wood, and if you take care of it and you oil it, you can have it for so many years to come. And one of the things that I love about teak is that it has such a similar look. So whether you're buying a lower quality teak piece or a higher quality designer Danish teak piece, if you take good care of them, they will all look very similar, and so they look beautiful together. I love hummus, so this is going to be great. I thought I could put some pretty beetroot hummus in there with some pita chips. It's going to be a great one for having crackers or chips with a dip. Under here is the most amazing teak serving platter, and I cannot believe that I got it on sale. It was only $25 and it was 25% off, so I got such a good deal on it. I don't know if you remember my giant teak salad bowl. It's like this big that I thrifted at Goodwill. That is still one of my most prized teak possessions. We use it all the time, and so I am excited to have this giant platter now to add to our collection too. Teak definitely can have different color variations. Here is an example of 4 different color tones of the teak. But once everything has a fresh oiling, it tends to kind of darken the woods and make them a little bit closer in color. So we have to have a moment for my most valuable find today. When I saw her, my heart did the pitter patter. I got an adrenaline rush. It's like finding a batose, you know that feeling. So I ended up getting this beautiful Kokeshi doll for only $20. It is missing the hair that would have been attached to the top. I'll insert a picture over here so you can see how it would have originally looked. But other than that, it's in wonderful condition. When I saw it, I knew it was good, but I couldn't remember who made it. I had seen this style of kimono about 2 years back when I was researching a different master woodworker Kokeshi doll designer. I had seen pictures of this and I could not remember who the maker was, but I knew it was good. I remember when I saw it, I was like, what? I have to find one of those. Those Kokeshi dolls sell for $1,000 each. So it kind of just stayed in my mind. And when I flipped it over, I definitely recognized the signature. I knew on the off chance I needed to get her. So for $20, there was no way I was walking out without her. I went ahead and paid for it. And as soon as I got to the van, I was immediately Google lensing it. And it was indeed the designer I was thinking of and worth $1,000. I think I want to repair the hair. That's what my gut is telling me. It's kind of a hard one because sometimes with vintage and antiques, it's better to leave everything completely original because you don't want to take away from what the artist intended. So I'm not sure what to do here. It really does devalue it because it's missing the hair. But I also feel like it would be really wonderful to actually repair it and fix it and work with a woodworker to remake a piece. Let me know what you think I should do. Do you think I should sell it as is and not touch it? Or do you think I should try to get it restored before I sell it? Either way, I'm so happy I found it. Believe it or not, I did not buy very much jewelry on this trip. I always do, but it's so hard with jewelry because it takes a lot of time to go through the jewelry. So I only ended up getting 3 jewelry items, but the great news is that I got them all at a thrift store, so the pricing was really good. I guess technically I did get one more piece of jewelry. I completely forgot about this beautiful pendant, which is sterling, and I got it for $3.99. This still has to be the best jewelry find though. I can't believe I found this double-sided bracelet at a thrift store. When I bought this, they said it was actually an onion basket, which it very likely could be, but I thought it would look really nice on a picnic table or an outdoor setting with a wine bottle in it. I already have something to put my onions in, so I think I'm going to use it for wine bottles. This was a Goodwill find. I found this for $9.99 and it's hand painted, made in Italy. I thought the colors on it were beautiful, and Botanical Anything always is a classic and sells really well. Is it weird that I like that this is actually slightly off center? It gives it a very handmade, a little bit more rustic charm, I think. I don't know if you can notice that. Maybe I'm just weird and I notice all those little details, but it's slightly off center. I think it's beautiful and I like the shape on it too. So I got this on our girls trip, but I got it from Taylor. I saw her post this wooden spoon on Instagram and I was obsessed with it, so I had to get it. Isn't that great? And it's actually flat on top. I was telling her I think it would actually be great to put some kind of a dip or maybe honey or a jam in here with another little spoon. I don't know why. I just thought that'd be funny. And then maybe I can use a chopstick rest for the back. You'll probably see this in some upcoming styling videos. The rosewood tray is so beautiful. I ended up getting it for only $34. It needs to get cleaned up and oiled, but I think it's gonna be stunning once I do. The wood grain on it is just incredible. And rosewood is a very valuable wood, so if you find a really well-made piece of vintage rosewood, definitely pick it up. I cannot believe that I found these, and I cannot believe what I paid for them. These were at the South Tacoma Antique Mall. I was just dropping off a pile of vintage at the front counter and I was walking back and they just caught my eye down low in the back of that cabinet. I had a good feeling before I picked it up, but as soon as I picked it up, I was like, yep, these are good. And then I saw the price. I wasn't sure if it was $30 each, but it ended up being only $30 for the set of 3. That is only $10 each. Now I know a lot of you are not into brutalist style and I totally get it, but I am. I love it. And to find this quality of brutalist vintage mid-century is so hard. It is not something you can find everywhere. I found a listing for 2 of these online for $750. They are in the style of a designer who his pieces sell for thousands. So even if you're not into this style, if you see it, it might be worth at least Google Lensing it and just checking to see if it's designer. Because you don't want to walk past a $3,000 pair of candle holders because you're not really into brutalist style. Because for those of us who do and that really appreciate it, we see so much value in this and we pay up for it. I would have bought these if they were $150. For sure, I would have bought them for $150. When I first bought them, before I looked them up, I was for sure gonna keep them. I was very excited about them. But then I saw how much they were worth and now I don't know what to do. That's usually when I call in the recruits. I'll get Jesse involved and I won't usually tell him the value. I'll show him an item and I'll be like, what do you think of this? What are your honest thoughts? Then he'll tell me the thoughts and then I tell him how much it's worth. To be determined. If you're really interested in these, please let me know in the comments below and maybe I'll get them cleaned up and listed for you. This lamp might not be perfect, but it was perfect for me. I'm so happy I found it. It was only $15, and all I'm gonna need to do is just find some missing parts, which I know is possible, especially because I have the original one right here to know exactly what to look for. I love this style because this is kind of what I call a crossover piece. It's got the vintage feel. It's not mid-century modern, but it works really well with modern style. And it has that perfectly aged patina on it. Not bad for $15, huh? Isn't she gorgeous? I'm going to be on the lookout for a leather strap that will work for this Coach bag. For $10, I just could not pass it up. Coach sells really well, and it's a very simple classic style. I like the suede. And then I got this nice heavy-duty vintage leather bag at the very last Goodwill. I'm so glad that I ended up getting this art piece. I actually started to walk out of the store and I was gonna pass on it. And then the lady said that she would do $100 on it. She originally had $125 on it, and I just think it's such a beautiful painting. I love the color palette, and now all I need to do is learn more about this artist. But this and many of these items are going to be coming to our May 1st Friday sale. I think this ice bucket is actually one of my favorite finds from this haul too. It's just so interesting to me. It's signed Morgan on the inside. It's clearly got a handmade top. Heather and I were trying to figure out if we think that they added this hardware to an existing ice bucket and then they made a custom wood top for it. We're not sure. It's really interesting and it's in perfect condition. I'm so happy with this haul, and I'm really excited because the majority of this stuff is coming to our next First Friday sale. So this episode is almost like a preview of what you can expect in our May 1st Friday sale. And Jesse and I have been hitting the road locally, and we found so many other amazing things that you are going to see us find in the upcoming episodes. They are also going to be in our May 1st Friday sale. If you are new here, we sell our vintage items the first Friday of every single month, and you can find them on our website, leftcoastrevivals.com. We've got so many good things coming to this next sale. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter because that is where you are the first to see the previews of some of the items that are coming to that sale. Thank you so much for coming along with us and shopping with us and for letting me show you all of my finds. If you have not seen our New Zealand episode, your mind is about to be blown because we just announced the most incredible thing ever. And we're so excited. So if you haven't heard the news yet, here it is.
We have something really exciting to tell you.
Okay, this is a big one, like a really big one. Do you remember last Christmas when we extended our trip by a few days for a secret reason? Well, it was to check out a river cruise ship.
We are excited to announce that we are hosting our first ever Left Coast Travel Club flea market shopping river cruise.
And not just any cruise. This is a luxury river cruise traveling all the way from Amsterdam to Basel, Switzerland.
We'll be cruising down the Rhine River, passing castles, vineyards, and some of the most beautiful landscapes in Europe.
We will be stopping in beautiful cities like Cologne, Strasbourg, and Heidelberg.
And even taking a day trip to Lucerne, Switzerland.
But of course, you know what we are really going to be there for. Amazing flea markets, vintage and antique shopping at every stop.
Picture this, coffee with an amazing breakfast, watching the castles pass by, and then spending the morning flea market shopping.
And evenings back on the ship for happy hour vintage hauls with the entire group.
And here's the best part.
We've chartered the entire ship.
That means it's just us, a small luxury river cruise boat filled with 150 like-minded vintage and antique lovers.
Just imagine this entire ship full of thrifters and pickers and the thrift hauls that we're going to do at the end of every day here.
Plus, it's all inclusive. All meals, incredible food, it's all taken care of for you.
Imagine only unpacking once, visiting 4 countries, no hotel hopping, no trains, you just sit back and enjoy the ride.
This is truly going to be a once-in-a-lifetime trip, and it is happening in summer of 2027.
If you're interested in joining us, head to leftcoastrevivals.com and sign up on our cruise email list, which you can find right on our homepage.
That is where we will be sharing all of the details over the next few weeks.
Cruise email subscribers will be the first to know all the details and announcements on when the trip goes live for booking.
Trust us, you are going to want to be on that list.
We cannot wait to take you on our first ever river cruise.
We'll see you on the ship. We have something very exciting to tell you.
We'll be cruising down the Rhine River. Now I got the gigs.
Perfect for my everyday jogs that I normally do.
And evenings back on the ship for happy hour vintage hauls with the group. The
Ohio State
group.
University.
Oh my gosh, with thy group.